Welcome to Michael Cole's Summit Facebook Live number 243. Can you believe that? We've been hanging out this long and it just keeps evolving and getting better and better and better. In search of awesome Michele Pritchard. She is a hairstylist / salon owner / Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. When you see her followers, she is really in the game. And when we talk about her salon, 100% digital, like as in 100%, like you can't call up ringy dingy on the telephone and make an appointment. Everything, and I mean everything, is done online, with the exception of coming in and being serviced. She hasn't figured out how to do your hair digitally yet, but give her some time. Salon Boutique, Westchester, Pennsylvania, and very much in the game. She opens up first year, second year. This would be her behind the chair stats. Closed down for 4 months and ran at 50% capacity when she came back. But she very much in the game. 30-something average ticket, $225. Not too shabby. $1,000 average day. Haircuts are $95 when you really do the arithmetic on that. You can see that she's in the game. 100% of her referrals are digital. They're coming from her social media spaces, and her RTS is running just under 14%. And no, wait, there's more. 100% of her retail purchases are happening online. We're going to get her talking about that. So there is no inventory on hand. We'll call tonight, back to the future, if you will. So she's at a place that I think we're going. She's just there a little bit ahead of us to show us what it's like to be in those waters. So she's going to give her story. I don't want to take too much away from that, but graduates from high school on the front end of the new millennium, hair school a couple years later, and the rest is history. Follow her. Read my lips, follow her on social. Her handles are the same. Wherever you go on the internet, you're going to find her. Michele Pritchard Hair. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. She's on TikTok. She's on Pinterest. She's probably other places too. I'll let her tell you that. But I follow her. We've become homies over the last couple of months because I just love. She would be, if there was an award for client tutorials, she would definitely win that award hands down. So she's in my green room. We're going to bring her out. We're going to get her talking about her story a little bit, and then we're going to see if we can geek out on her social media spaces and her digital salon. So give me a second to get my thingamajig working. And she is right here. I'm going to unmute her, and you're going to make her feel welcome, you guys.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Michael Cole. This is an amazing moment, and I am just pinching myself right now.
I'm going to pinch me, too. I'm going to pinch us because I'm excited to have you here as you are to be here. And I found out you and I, we had some chapters before this chapter. So once upon a time, I knew you in a previous chapter of your life when we were together doing some training together.
That's right. I learned all my numbers from the one and only you. I've used all of your books, all of the To the Tops. And so I can't thank you enough for that and for truly teaching my numbers, which I really owe so much of the numbers that we're going to talk about today to you.
Well, thank you. So we bring out the best in each other. That's why I like hanging out with people that are smarter than me. So, Michele, we always like to get started with the story because it just it brings in a humanity and gives a little bit of inspiration. And I love your story. So catch us up. First of all, how'd you get into the game? And then once you were in the game, how did you get to where you're at now?
That's right. That's always the good question, right? And I always like to credit my mother here. She knew something about me that maybe I didn't even know about myself. I ran off to college, went out of state. And as I was there, I just knew it wasn't for me. And through that moment of knowing that that was just not my calling, I called my mom and I said, Mom, I want to come home. But when I come home, I'm just coming home to pack up to move somewhere else. So I wanted to move to a big city. For those of you who don't know, I'm originally from Southern West Virginia. I now live outside of Philadelphia. So I'll fill you in on how we got there. And she said, okay, you can come home, but you have to go to beauty school. And I said, what do you mean go to beauty school? And so at that time, my mom was actually working at a beauty school. And it was never something that I thought I wanted to do. However, when I look back on my life and I realized that I was teaching myself to braid and teaching myself to do hair on all of my friends starting at like a little age of 7, I know that it was exactly what I wanted to do. And it was just my mom getting me through the beauty school doors for me to see it clear. So about 3 months into my first 3 months of beauty school, we actually went to a huge beauty event. So we went to a hair show and it was in Columbus, Ohio. And we sat in the audience. And I just remember being so inspired. And I looked over at my mom and I said, I want to do that one day. And I pointed up at the stage and she said, what? And I said, I want to inspire people the way I am inspired right now. And I am just so excited to be in this industry because I know it's exactly what I was meant to do. So, sort of the rest is history there. And, we all have those up and downs of going through the first few years of being behind the chair. And fast forward to today, I've been in the industry for 17 years now. So that's a little bit about how I got into the industry and how I got started.
So, and a great ride. And I met you somewhere 10 years back, maybe.
It was probably about 10.
Yeah, and we were. I actually did an in-salon private, and that was the first time. But you weren't at a place that you're at now. I want you to tell us, how did you get from hairdresser to hairdresser, social media to the 10th power? What's that part of the story?
That's right. So it's a long journey. In the sense of when I started in the industry, there was no social media. There was no even idea of digitizing your business. It was all just business cards and getting your name out in any way that you could. And I actually remember, so in 2012, I started my Instagram. And at that time, it was very like pictures and it was super curated and it was very like perfect pictures. But it wasn't until maybe maybe a year and a half later that I saw that I could actually just make my Instagram all hair related. But from the beginning of opening up my Instagram, I knew that I wanted it to be a place to serve my clients, but I didn't quite know how to do it yet. I knew that I was trying to, post things that I spoke to my clients about behind the chair. Again, this was in 2012. This was, oh my gosh, do the math, 9 years ago. So it was more so, Instagram, we looked at it as fashion and hair, yes. But then it was about a year or two later that we really started to see like actually giving the experience that you're giving the client in the chair online. So I started to do that little by little and it kind of grew from there. But I wouldn't call myself someone who just like got it overnight. It's been a long journey. And I also think that, the digital space has moved so fast, but so slow. And for our industry specifically, it changes constantly. So it's really just trying to find what truly works for you and your clients.
Yeah. I mean, I like that phrase where you said, as you were getting in and kind of intuitively guiding through the, we'll call it the social media learning curve on Instagram, you had this hunch that I could create an experience on my page that was similar to my client's experience in real time. And if anybody watches your content, they're going, oh my God, yes. Now, if you hadn't said what we just said, they might miss that as, oh, this is tutorial, but it's very much a client experience, or at least that's what it feels like to me.
That's right. And it took me a while to get to the point where it is now. But, my main question that I ask myself always before I create any piece of content is, what is my client asking me all the time? What is she wanting more of? What are her questions on hair care or the technique that I'm using? How can I support her online when she's away from me and really create an experience to make us feel like we're still together, even in the 6 to 8 to 10 weeks apart? So that's what I started to tap into. And at first, it was really just educating on the hair color experience and really getting my clients to understand what I was doing behind the chair and why, and helping them to help me figure out exactly what it is that they wanted and needed, i.e. the consultation. And so through that, it has just grown into just trying to serve them as best I can when I'm away from them.
Yeah, as you're kind of tutoring us, I brought people to your Instagram page because all of your grids, it really, I say this frequently that, gee, your Instagram page looks like it's a learning channel for your clients. And that's a great play on words, but I'm going, no. This really, really, really is. And it's all video content on your grids. Like, I'm looking for pictures on your grids. It's like a motion picture. It's like a theater. Your grids are like a theater. And so, in every single one of them, you're demonstrating something for the eyes of your client.
That's exactly right. Yes. And I would say pre-pandemic, you saw way less of me and way less of my face, which is what you're seeing now is all me. And pre-pandemic, I was really doing a lot of showing the experience behind the chair and showing exactly what I was doing and why, from the technique to the hair product to how to apply the hair product to doing my blowouts on my clients and flat ironing. And what I started to learn from doing that and then moving into the pandemic where I was home alone and didn't have any clients to work on was that the same questions that I was being asked, I could actually demonstrate even clear by doing some tutorials on myself so that the client could then see exactly how to hold their own hand. So, when we're behind the chair, we'll do things like, okay, well, let me put my blow dryer and brush in your hand and let me walk you through it. So I started to create an experience digitally so that I could cater to them the same way I was in the chair. Because, when we were shut down. And then when we were back in the salon, we really still can't hand everything to our clients. It's very sort of hands off as much as we can be. So I've just really tried to take what I was already doing behind the chair and do more of it online.
Yeah, I mean, I have never seen, like, I'm back on your grids again. I was just on your highlights. Your highlights are really basically a digital photo album, a digital lookbook on, you've got one on balayage and extensions and baby lights, and it's wonderful. But when I get on your grids, it's like I'm going into a theater and I'm seeing video tutorial after tutorial after tutorial, and it's all for your clients to see, right? So
that's exactly right.
Right on, this is like on point to the 10th power. I've never seen an Instagram page set up this way. And correct me if I'm wrong, Michele, but you've been doing this intuitively, kind of like, with your own empathy. If I was my client or a client, what kind of experience would I want to have on a page? And then you create content accordingly.
That's exactly right. Like I said earlier, every piece of content that I think about creating, it's with the questions that I constantly get from my clients in mind. And then it really just helps me to help them more when I do see them in my chair. It helps me to either already answer some of the questions or sort of have already spoke about some things that they needed to know. And it's really built my relationships with my clients to go a little deeper because now when we talk about retail or product, or what it is that they need and why, it's just more effortless because the conversation is always ongoing.
Yeah. I mean, so there's just so much. I mean, we could just take a piece of each, and we're still on your Instagram page. So your Instagram page has become, I'm going to call it a state-of-the-art website that's got a theater in it called Grids. Then it's got you can go on your highlights, see a different movement, go on your IGTV, see something different there. You can go on Instagram's latest greatest feature, which is paired up to TikTok, Reels. You're in the game there. Then no, wait, there's more. When I see your bio and I hit Linktree, it takes me to other places that you're at on the internet. I mean,
That's right.
You're right. I mean, it takes me. Look, it takes me to. I can buy products online from you. I can shop hair accessories online with you. I can. It's something there that says beach shop beach waiver, and it looks like there's a special promotion going there. So I can go through this, and all of the brands that I don't even call it you carry. All of the brands that are in your retail domain, you have places for people to go online to buy them from you, but they're picked, packed, checked, and shipped from those brands that offer online e-tail retail, if you will, and you pick up a commission on that from those brands. I think. Am I getting that right?
You are. Yes. I make a commission from every sell, just like as if I was selling it from my salon. However, now I'm not having the extra time of keeping my shelves stocked. And ding, 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 you can actually make pretty high commissions on that. And so it's been a really great tool for me to use to, like I said earlier, keep the conversation going. And just because I didn't say make the sell while they were sitting in my chair, I can continue to serve and help my client. Even when they run out of that shampoo 3 weeks from now, or when they decide, you know what, maybe I do need that curling iron you talked about. Now they feel confident to reach out to me digitally, and I have an option for them to buy digitally.
Wow. So 100% of all of the retail sales that are happening in your salon are all those transactions, everything is online retail, and you don't touch the merchandise. And when you really look at the range of commissions that you enjoy, because it's a digital relationship you have with the brands, if you will. And when you look at what your commission is, it's equal to or greater what your net profit would be if you brought in retail through, we'll call it the traditional way.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord. And you got all of your brands, it has a link, and then you have book your appointment.
So, that's right. And I want to just make a note that these are professional hair care brands that you as a hairstylist already know and adore. These are brands that we are all familiar with. I just want to make that note.
And people that sponsor our work is L'Oreal PPD. So Pureology is right there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What's interesting when I asked you, so what percentage is your retail sales happening online? And you went, well, it's all online.
Right.
We don't exchange like money in real time. And then I said, what about booking an appointment? I asked you, what percentage of your appointments are online? There's like this pause. Well, like 100% of them. Well, I know, but what about the clients that call your salon? Well, you can't call. We don't have a phone number. We don't.
No.
Right. And
that's right.
And if a client isn't really willing to go through learning to engage in e-commerce online, they're not really ready to be a part of your brand. I mean, that's a very futuristic, state-of-the-art, edgy position to take.
It is. And it was a pretty radical idea, I would say, when I opened up my salon just over a year ago to make those changes and really decide that I was going to go all in on doing that and not having a phone number and not stocking my shelves with retail. But I just for sure feel like the benefits have far surpassed what I could have imagined.
And you've been it's kind of a combination of intuitively guided and then kind of going to the other place, online commerces, like, whether we're talking about the Amazons of the world, the Apples of the world, the Googles, and the saying, okay, if I was going to build a salon business that's 100% digital, what would it look like? And you've been you've been living out of your imagination, your own vision to do this, because you can't Google how to do a salon that's 100% digital yet.
Right. No.
So Michele, we could talk about any of this all night. That's why you need to promise me that you're going to come back for an encore. Maybe we can even set up a Zoominar where we can go take a deep dive on this for people that are interested. And you're blowing up my board, so there's going to be a number of people that want to chat with you and have you help them. I asked you before the interview, hey, Michele, if people want to reach out and to see, what it would take for you to help them, like, how can they reach out to you? And tell my community the answer you gave me.
I said that you can reach out to me on any digital way that you most prefer. So whether that's on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Pinterest, or text me. My phone number is in my bio for text. You can reach out however it most suits you.
This is wonderful. This is like Back to the Future. You're at where we're going, and you're at a place where a lot of people haven't even considered it. And I'm saying, as kind of you're a thought leader and I'm a thought leader, I'm saying, no, she's there. Like if you were saying, what do you think tomorrow's gonna look like? I go, just look at what Michele's doing. Now, and some people are going to be freaked out by it because they love change as long as they don't have to do it. But
that's right.
This is the future's coming at us. Now, the other brilliant thing on your link tree is that, if I didn't know any better, this is a website, right?
Right.
You have all of your social media spaces on your link tree as the icons. I still got to ask you, how'd you pull that one off, right? But if I hit, let's say I want to go from Instagram, we've seen it, and I want to take them to TikTok. Now I'm on your TikTok, and most people aren't on TikTok yet. You have 182,200 followers, over 5.1 million likes. When did you get on TikTok?
Just over a year ago.
Oh my Lord. And as I scroll your TikTok grids, it looks like some of the content that you put on TikTok is content that you have on Instagram.
Yes, I'm a huge believer in repurposing your content and being everywhere so that everyone can find you. Because just because your favorite platform might be A, someone else's favorite platform might be B. So you have to be everywhere where someone can find you.
So what I asked you is the actual content, you can find variations of that, whether they're on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook, but where you distinguish it is in your captions. So you craft different captions depending on what platforms that content is going to be placed on.
That's exactly right. So every time you upload a video, so let's compare TikTok to, say, Instagram for a second, there's only so much space that TikTok gives you room for. So it's more so all about your hashtags, and it's all about making a quick impact in your video. Whereas if you take that same video over to Instagram, they give you much more space to really do a well thought out caption. So I always say, take advantage of every single platform and what they're offering you. And don't, even if it's the same video on every platform, you want to upload the information that supports that video differently. So even on Pinterest, if you're someone who wants to get into Pinterest, then when you go over to Pinterest, you would just spell it out even more, and use really the big keywords that people find to be searchable. So hair tutorial, hair balayage. And then you would start to curate your message differently per every platform, even if you're using the same picture or video.
I love it. Now, what's interesting, and I just, the more I study your, like I'm still on TikTok, gang, and you can see she has Linktree on her TikTok page, and it looks like it's, if it's not identical, it's close enough. I'd have to actually go and see what your Linktree is on TikTok. Is it like Instagram? But at the bottom of your Linktree, at the bottom of your Linktree, you have your social media places where I can go right from TikTok to another place on the internet that you live, like Pinterest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how did you learn? These are subtle differences, but they're profoundly important. And you what did you say? You got on TikTok 2 years ago?
Just over a year ago.
Just over a year ago. And you have 182,200 followers and 5.1 million likes. So what's the trick? Is it you figured out to the degree that the content is relevant, you're going to blow up that platform. To the degree that it's not, you won't.
That's right. Yes.
And now you were kind of tutoring me. You and I were geeking out on my TikTok page. I just wanted to get on TikTok to say I was on TikTok. I had some content. So you and I were geeking out as to what's next for me on TikTok. And it was a very affirming conversation.
Yes.
All right. Now I want to, while I have you, I want to go to your Pinterest page, which I can get to right from your TikTok page at the bottom of Linktree, just as I can on your Instagram page. Talk to me about what you're doing on Pinterest, because when I look at you got 4.1 million monthly viewers, if I'm looking at this right.
Yes. And I just want to take this opportunity to say to anyone who is listening to this video right now, and if you have even just the slightest, should I get on Pinterest? This is your time to get on Pinterest. I can't say enough. Pinterest was made for hairstylists. It is exactly what we do, and we do it the best. So I don't care if you're creating video or picture, you are curating already, you're crafting beautiful pictures and beautiful videos that people are searching every single day on Google and Pinterest. And if you're not putting your content up right now as a hairstylist, you are missing out, because constantly people are searching hair tutorial, hair braids, how to braid, balayage looks, brunette hair color, blonde hair color. The list goes on. If you do it behind the chair, people are searching it every single day on Google. So get your content up on Pinterest, and I think you would just be so surprised at what happens.
So, and again, your content is, if I look at the actual video content on Pinterest, that same content is on Instagram, TikTok, but you branded it different, captioned it different to really kind of pair up to what makes Pinterest. So you've got that figured out.
Yes.
Yes. unbelievable. We could go on and on and on about this. And if somebody was interested in saying, look, this is great, you had me at hello, like, can I buy some of Michelle's time to have her level me up, take, my platforms up? Where on, I know that they can get a hold of you, anywhere on where it's Michele Pritchard, but is there something on your link tree that gives them an idea about how you kind of work when you're tutoring people?
Yes, actually, if you're on my Instagram or you go to my Instagram, there's like a little connection page, and I have a very small curated page just for coaching. And if you go over to that page, it's called The Empowered Stylist. There's also, of course, a link tree there, but it's all about coaching. And I offer one-on-ones where you can schedule a 30-minute strategy call where I would love to help you curate a content strategy that's made just for you.
All right. So I'm on your Instagram page. Yes. And now I'm going to go on your link tree on Instagram, correct?
Actually, it's just the page that's on my Instagram. I put it on there today just in case we had this conversation. And so if you're on my Instagram, do you see where it says at the Empowered Stylist?
At the Empowered Stylist, at the Empowered. Oh, I got it.
It's in my bio.
Yeah,
it says my coaching page is at the Empowered Stylist. It's in my bio.
Yes, I had to hit more to kind of have, but the Empowered Stylist. Got it. So I'm going to hit the Empowered Stylist. Yes.
Yes, and then go to that link tree, and then there's a book of 45 minutes. It says strategy call.
I see. So now that took me to another Instagram page called Virtual Pro Hair Care Marketing. And I'm going to hit that link tree, correct? Am I doing this right?
Correct.
Because again, we didn't rehearse any of this. I had no idea where you're going to go.
No.
Right? So now I can get into what it is and how you work and that yes. Like that, correct?
That's right. And I'm having a learning curve right now. I'm definitely going to put that content strategy call on both link trees just to make it very easy. So if anybody is looking for that, it will be on both after we get off of this.
Knowing it takes one to know one. You got OCD achievement disorder like yours truly. So that's what you can handle probably in about 5 minutes, right?
Totally. Handling it now.
Yeah. So I got to ask you another question. And that is, how much, like I see new content on your platforms like daily. So you're showing up on my feed because I engage in your content. You're persistently, consistently, perseveringly creating and documenting new content. How do you find the time? Hairdresser, salon owner, social media Jedi. I believe you're a mom. You got a couple of kitty cats too, because when we were Zooming, the kids were running around. Like, how in the world, where do you find the time to just do the social stuff?
Well, I definitely pretty often call myself the most, what is the word I'm looking for? And I say it all the time, that I am the most unorganized, organized person. So, and the reason I say that is because I feel like as creatives, a lot of us can fall into that basket of feeling like we're not organized enough. And so I always just say, okay, this is my plan and this is what I know I want to happen. And if it doesn't happen exactly when I need it to, then that's fine. Generally speaking, I create content on the weekends, and that can be Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon. But generally speaking, I usually carve out some time on the weekends. But by carve out, it just means that I have a couple of things that I want to get done, and I do it when that time happens, is kind of what I do.
Yeah. And when I hit search, you're showing up on whatever that platform is, where it's almost like the People magazine platform. You've got content on there today on is it your reels? Yes. Glam waves, sparkle glam, 12 days of healthy tips. You made I don't see too many hairdressers that show up when you hit search.
Oh, that's amazing. I don't know what you're on, but that's awesome.
Yeah, if you hit the little, the magnifying glass, and you always come up with their kind of like their global homepage. You're on their homepage. You're on like Instagram's homepage, or at least on my where I'm at on Instagram. So kudos to you. Listen,
Perfect.
we are running way over. Well, I never go this over. I'm so
Sorry.
anal about time, but this was so rich. So let's make a promise to the world that first of all, you're going to come back for an encore. You and I will get together to kind of debrief this. I'm going to invite any of my community to make comments on where your content's going to live on, where this interview is going to live on my platforms. And then I'd love to not only talk about, a encore ASAP, but I just see that there might be a tutorial that you can give that would grease the wheels for your coaching as well.
Yeah, I would love that.
Oh, this would be so cool. I don't usually get this hyperspasm, Michele, on my on Facebook Live, but this has really been an extraordinary tutorial tonight. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. Let's finish it by asking you this last question, and that is, people that are watching this that would like to be even halfway to where you're at, and they're at where you were when you began, and they're going, oh my God, this looks so daunting, it's taking my breath away. Anything off the top of your head you might give them in terms of an attitude or a suggestion to get them getting going?
Start now and start anywhere. And don't worry about it being perfect. Just let your creativity shine through. And when you start and you become consistent about creating, it will just flow and go to where you need it to be. So just get started.
Yeah. Well, my followers have heard me say on not every Facebook Live, but on a number, this is the best Facebook Live we've done. This was the best yet. But it's like, no, this, if you said, when's the last time I couldn't breathe, I would say, I have to think about that. I have to go on an archaeological dig. So this has truly been an inspiring 38 minutes. And I want to thank you, my friend. And I look forward to continuing our relationship, having you back. I just think that there's good stuff, good things are in store for you. And I'd like to stay close to you because I think you're pioneering where we're all going.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me share and serve and inspire so that I can continue to be inspired as well. Thank you.
All right. Namaste. I will let you get back to your fam. We'll be looking for me like soon to pick up where we left off, and then we'll come back and bring our communities to pick up where we left off.
Sounds amazing. Thank you, everyone.
We'll see. We're going to give it up for Michele Pritchard one more time, you guys. Stay well.
Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, You guys, we've been hanging out for many moons. What is this, 250 something or close to? I can't recall having a tutorial experience like the one we've been on. We just went way back to the future. So if somebody said, get as specific as you can about the Salon of like tomorrow, not like next week or next month, but like tomorrow, don't look now. But I won't say we got but we certainly got a vision of what that looks like. That especially COVID, soon to be post-COVID, there's going to come a day where there isn't any telephones. And everything is digital, online booking to conversations that are online learning channels where the Instagrams, the TikToks are the learning channels, or the websites, or the. I mean, she's in places where we can't fathom yet, and so she's become my overnight bestie. I'm going to stay close to her, and we're going to engage in conversations, to really keep this flow, because I love inspiring people, but it's always really fun for me to be in the presence of someone where I get inspired, where I've got my ultrasound hearing aids on, because I think she's on point. And I would characterize Michele Pritchard as an intuitive genius, visionary. And when her and I get together, we geek out so that we can get as intentional and as strategic, as intuitive. And she is every bit of strategic as she is intuitive. I'm still trying to figure her out. So give me a few more times, and I'll see what I can do. Anyway, it's a great show tonight. We're going to give it for one more time. You are watching Michael Cole Summit, Facebook Thursday Night Live. You can go to Michael Cole Summit Instagram. You will see this interview on Instagram, but you will see it on my IGTV channel. We'll cook it down. Boy, I don't know if we can cook this interview down. Probably cook it down to 10-15 minutes. Rob Miller's on with me right now. He'll help me figure that out. It'll be living there. Also, this interview will live on Michael Cole Summit on Facebook. God, she got me so damn excited I can't even talk. YouTube, Michael Cole Summit YouTube. I spend $1,000 on my eyes, and now my damn mouth won't work. Go figure. So it's there as well. Live on summitsalon.com. We have a brand new platform inside of that .com called 365. Summit365.com. And it's really where our more curated video, we're placing our more production value video. I just placed a brand new training course on there called Top 20 Wellness. It's kind of the cure for COVID emotional fatigue. Look into that. Get signed up for that. That's a cool little, this is a subscription site, so there's a nominal fee. But the content on there is just off the charts. The rest of our stuff, crawl our website, and you'll see what we have. You can schedule a complimentary virtual consultation with us now. And I just saw an interesting stat the other day. I got it from Randy Kunkel. I think he was telling me, Randy, what is it? Did you say 40% now of our consulting is happening online? Before COVID, it was probably like 5 or 10. So we are moving more away from what I would call brick and mortar, planes, trains, automobiles coaching. And we're online coaching and seeing that we can do coaching, PDMs, etc. Every bit as good online or better than we can in traditional. So stay tuned. More will be revealed there. All of our digital tools are complements of L'Oreal professional products as well. I always like to do a kind of a shameless plug on another .com, mctattoos.com. All of the tattoos that I wear when I'm doing Facebook Lives. If you like anything I'm wearing, go there, shop. And I know that there's some people. Pamela went there. She bought something the other day that I loved. And all the proceeds go to a nonprofit that touches my soul. Believe and Read is a literacy for young children. And we proceeds for that go to good causes. So enough of my shameless plug. This has been a great conversation with you guys tonight. It's been a long conversation. We have never went this long. Great to have you here. Spread the word for me on this, will ya? Share this one because I want to get more people to watch this particular one as I think where we're going. So I'll let you go. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Love you all. And I will see you very, very soon.